everyone, welcome to Pratibha Virtual Classes. Today's our topic is data structures, and in the data structures we learn about the recursion. Okay, the topics for today's session is what is recursion and what are the advantages of recursion, what are different disadvantages and different variants of recursions, and difference between the iteration and recursion. Okay, first about the introduction about the recursion. The process in which a function call itself directly or indirectly is called the recursion, and the corresponding function is called the recursive function. Means a function may call other function which in turn calls the caller function. That means calling the function itself is called the recursion. The calling may be the directly or indirectly. The called function is called the recursive function. Using these recursive algorithms, we can solve many problems easily. Okay, the examples for the recursion is towers of Hanoi, different traversals, tree traversals of different tree travels that are in order, pre-order, post-order traversals, and depth first search of the graph, etc. are the examples. As many more examples are available, but these are the some of the examples. And recursion is used to solve problem involving iterations in reverse order. Okay, this is the example for the recursion. This is the C++ function. This is C++ program, and this is the factorial function which takes the one integer as the argument, which returns the integer value as the return value when we are calling this function. Okay, in this we are specifying if n less than or equal to 1. This is the base case for the function. Okay, if n less than 1, then it returns the 1. Else it returns n into fact of n minus 1. This is the calling the function itself. Okay, directly we are calling. This is called the recursion. Okay, and function close. If that n is greater than, not great less than 1, up to 1, it repeats this function. Okay, in the main we are calling fact 5. Like this function works like this. When we are calling the fact 5 into fact 5 minus 1, that is the 4, like this, and 4 is equal 4 into fact of 4 minus 1, 3, and for fact 3, 3 into fact 2, for fact 2, 2 into fact 1, for fact 1, 1 into fact 0. This is the base case. Like this it executes continuously. And the base case in the recursion are recursive functions. Okay, base case is the condition which stops the recursion from continuing forever. Okay, without the base case, the function continues execution unlimited times. To stop the continuation of the recursive function, we need to use the base case. So the base case is the condition which stops the recursive function from executing endlessly. Okay, and this is the pre-specified base condition. Okay, once this condition is met, the function knows it's time to exit. Okay, so every recursive program must have a base case to make sure that function will terminate at some point. Okay, every recursive function may have one or more base cases. In some situations it may have the more than one base cases. Okay, missing the base case results unexpected behaviors. Okay, means it continues endlessly. Okay, the idea behind this recursion is to represent larger problems in terms of one or more sum problems, and the odd one or more base condition stops the recursion from looping end case, Leslie. Okay, this base case or base condition is the condition which stops the particular recursive function at stops at some point of time. Okay, and it stops the recursive function for executing endlessly. And different advantages of recursion. Okay, for this for recursive function we need to define the base case and recursive case. So the code is simpler and shorter than the iterative code. Comparing to the iterative code programs, when we are implementing using the recursion, it is simpler and shorter. Okay, and some problems inherently recursive, okay, such as the graphs and tree traversal, like the pre-order, post-order and in order traversals, and graphs searching method, that is the depth first search. Those are inherently recursive functions. And recursion increases the program efficiency, and recursion makes the code smaller. Okay, some data structure problems can solve only by the recursion. In the recursion we are dividing the problem into some smaller problems. That is the main advantage of the recursion, and it can have the some of the disadvantages also. Okay, the disadvantages of the recursion is, and it recursive programs has greater space requirement, means it occupies more space than the iterative programs. Okay, as in the iterative programs each function will remain in the stack until the base case is reached. Okay, and it has the greater time requirements also. So when we are implementing the problem using the recursion, it occupies more space and solved in greater times, means it occupies time efficiency and space requirements is the large comparing to the iterative coding. Okay, each time the function is called, the stack grows and final answer is returned when the stack is popped completely. Okay, when the stack is popped, then only it returns the results. So it occupies greater time requirements. Okay, that is recursion takes up a lot more space and time. It is the lot more space and time also more required to solve the recursive functions. So this is the disadvantage of the using the recursion. Okay, different variants of recursion, that is the different types are available in the recursion. Mainly these are of two types, depending on whether a function calls itself or within itself. Okay, that is more than one function call one another mutually. Okay, if the function calls itself from within itself, that is called the direct recursion. If the function calls more than one function which calls one another mutually. Okay, that is called the indirect recursion. That means we can have the multiple functions and one function calls another, and that another function calls which is another function, and that another function calls again the first function. This is called the indirect. These are the mutual function calling. This is called the indirect recursion. So recursion is of two types, direct recursion and indirect recursion. And direct recursion again classified into linear, binary and multiple recursion. We have many variants of recursions. Those can be discussed here. Okay, first is the direct recursion. Okay, if a function explicitly calls itself, then that is called the directly recursive. That is, when the method invokes itself, it is direct. It has three types, that is the linear recursion, binary recursion and multiple recursion. For example, this is the function which returns the integer and takes the integer argument, that is the test function is the function name. Okay, if the passed number is 0, then return 0, else return calling the function test function. This is the calling itself is called the direct recursion, test function num minus 1. Okay, this is the example of the direct recursion. That is, we are calling the function itself directly. Okay, indirect recursion. This occurs when the function invokes other method, which again causes the original function to be called again. That is mutual calling. That is, for example, if a method x calls the method y, which calls the method z, that z method again leads to x being invoked is called the indirect recursive or mutual recursive. Okay, for example, this is the test function. The passed number is 0, then it returns 0. Else return test function 2 and passing the number -1. It is calling the another function. Okay, it returns here. And if this test function is taking the number 2 as the argument, that is the here we are passing num -1, which returns the test function -1, num2 -1 as the return value, and it again calls itself. Okay, this function calls this second function, and that second function again mutually calls it, which is invoked by that function is the one. Okay, this is called the indirect recursion. Okay, linear recursion. Depending on the way the recursion which the recursion grows is classified as the linear or tree. Okay, the how the recursion is grows, depending on its growth, these can be of linear or tree. Linear recursion begins by testing for a set of base cases. That means there should be at least one base case for the recursive function. The recursive function is said to be linearly recursive when no pending operations involves another recursive call. That is, means no if the recursive function has no pending operations, then that is called the recursive function, and this is the simplest form of the recursion. So linear recursion is the simplest form of recursion, and it occurs where an action has simple repetitive structure which consists some basic steps followed by action again. That is, the best example for the linear recursion is the factorial function. And next is the binary recursion. Okay, this occurs whenever there are two recursive case calls for each non-base case. For each non-base case, if there are the two recursive calls, then that is called the binary recursion. These two calls can, for example, be used to solve two similar half subproblem. Okay, the function with two recursive calls are referred to as binary recursive calls. That is, for example, to add all the numbers in an integer array A. Okay, for example, another example is the linear sum program can be modified as. Okay, linear sum. This is divided into two halves, recursively summing up the elements in the first half of the array and recursively summing up the second half of the array, and adding these two sums together is called the binary recursion. Okay, this is the example of the binary recursion. Here we are summing the array elements. A is the array and I is initialized as 0 and n is the array size. Okay, we are passing the array elements. Okay, if n is equal to 1, okay, if its size is 1, this is the base case, then return A of I. Else it returns binary sum of, we are dividing the array into two halves. Okay, binary sum of A comma a looping variable I and n by 2. Okay, I is for array indexing, plus binary sum of A, that is the array, plus up to n by 2 we are that is the first half, from I plus n by 2, that is the second half, from I plus n by 2 to n and up to n by 2. Okay, this is the recursive call, binary recursive call. Okay, for example, for the n is equal to 8, this can be solved step by step. We are dividing into up to 8 we can divide 4 and 4. For 0 to 4 is the first half, and from 4 to up to 8. So we have how many elements? It has the 4 elements. Index starts from 0 and here index starts from the 4. So up to 4 to up to 7 it is the second half, that is the 4 elements. And for this we are dividing into 2. So 0 and 2 is the first half, and 2 from the second index it has the second half. For 0 to we again divide into 0 and 1 and 1 and 1 element. Like this, from 2 1 2 2 we are dividing from 2 to 3 is the 1 and 3 to 3 is the second half. Like this we are dividing the recursive binary sum of the array which has the 8 elements. This can be solved like this. And next is the multiple recursion. Okay, in this we make not just one or two but many recursive calls. If the recursive call consists many calls, then that is called the multiple recursion. Okay, recursive method for computing the nth Fibonacci number is the example for the multiple recursion. Here is the Fibonacci number. It is taking the long type variable as the parameter. If that is less than 0, then return -1. Okay, that is Fibonacci number is not defined for the negative numbers. If it is the 0, then n is equal then it returns the 0. Else, if n is equal to 1, then returns 1. These two are the base cases. For the first is Fibonacci number, f of 0 is equal to 0 and f of 1 is equal to 1. Okay, else return Fibonacci we are calling, okay, n-1 into Fibonacci of n-2. Here we are calling multiple times. This is called the multiple recursion. Okay, the Fibonacci, calculating the nth Fibonacci number is the best example for the multiple recursion. And next is the tail recursion. That the recursive function is said to be tail recursive if there are no pending operation to be performed on return from a recursive call. Okay, there are no pending operations to be performed on return from a recursive call. If a recursive function calling itself and that recursive call is the last statement in the function, then that is called the tail recursion. Okay, that is we call the tail. So it is the last statement in the function call. Okay, and the function has to process or perform any operation at the time of calling, and it does nothing at returning time. Okay, for example, computing the GCD is the tail recursion. Okay, GCD we are passing m and n. Here the local variable are. If m less than n, then return GCD of n comma m. Okay, r is equal to m mod n. If r is equal to 0, then return n. Else return GCD of n comma r. Okay, this is the last statement in the recursive function. So this is called the tail recursion. There is no pending operations in after this function call. Next is the tree recursion. It occurs when pending operations involves another recursion call to functions. If there is no pending cases after the recursive call, that is called the tail recursion. If there is the pending operations involves another recursive call to function is called the tree recursion. Okay, in this type of calling itself for more than one time, then it is called the tree recursion. Okay, if we call once, that is called the linear recursion. If we call itself more than once, it is called the tree recursion. Okay, Fibonacci number is the example for the tree recursion. Okay, here we are calling the multiple times. So this Fibonacci number is also the example for the multiple recursion. If n is equal to 0, then return 0. Else, if n is equal to 1, then return 1. These are the two base cases. Else return fib of n-1. Here we are calling this, and plus fib of n minus 2. We are calling 2 times. That is called the tree recursion, and these have the pending. Fib n minus 1 can be called fib n minus 2 plus fib n minus 3. Okay, like that it can be called itself. And recurrence. Recurrence is the well-defined mathematical function in which the function being defined is applied within its own definition. Okay, that is, recurrence is the recursive equation or inequality, okay, which describes a function in terms of its value on smaller inputs. Okay, which is the equation which describes a function in terms of its values or on smaller inputs is called the recurrence. Okay, the use of stack in recursion. The stack can be used in the recursion in different situations, in the adjacent node and direct and undirected graphs, and calculating the parallel edges, and as also in the multi-graph, and is used for the weighted graph, and also in the null graph and isolated vertices. Okay, in those situations the stack can be used in recursion. The difference between the recursion and iteration. These recursion and iteration both repeatedly executed the set of instructions. Recursion means when a statement in a function calls itself repeatedly. That is called the recursion. Calling itself the function is called the recursion. The iteration is when a loop repeatedly executes until the specified or controlling condition becomes the false. Okay, until that condition false, the loop repeatedly executes some instructions. Okay, the primary difference between these two is the recursion is the process and always applied to a function, and iteration is applied to the set of instructions which we want to get repeatedly executed. Okay, recursion only applied to the function, and this can be applied to the set of instructions which we want to get repeatedly executing. Okay, the difference depends on its properties between the recursion and iteration is function calls itself is called the recursion. A set of instructions repeatedly executing is called the iteration. Recursion can be applied for functions only. Iteration can be applied in the loops. Okay, this can be for loops. Recursion only terminates when it reaches the base case. Okay, and iteration includes initialization, condition and execution of statement within the loop, and update the control variable. Update may be the increment or decrement. Okay, recursion uses the selection structure as its structure. Iteration uses the repetitive structure. It terminates when the base case is recognized. Okay, it terminates when the loop condition fails. Using of the recursion is when the code size needs to be small and time complexity is not an issue. In those situations, recursion can be used. Iteration can be used when time complexity needs to be balanced against an expanded code size. In those situations, we can use the iteration. When we are using the recursion, it's a time complexity and space complexity also greater comparing to the iterative applications. Recursion reduces the size of the code, and iteration makes the code longer. Infinite recursion can crash the system. Infinite loop uses CPU cycles repeatedly. Recursion uses more memory, and iteration consumes less memory. Using the stack to store the set of new local variables and parameters each time the function is called. Iteration does not use a stack. Time complexity is very high. Generally, it is the exponential time complexity. And when we are using the iterations or loops, it is relatively lower time complexity. Generally, it is the polynomial or logarithmic time. These are the differences between the recursion and iteration. Okay, this is the example. This is the factorial function. Okay, here is the one argument. If n is equal to 1, then return 1. Else answer is equal to factorial of n minus 1 into number minus 1 into number, n into fact n minus 1. We are calling the function. This is the recursion, and return that answer as its statement when we are calling this function. Okay, in the iteration, to calculate same the factorial, we are passing number and answer is equal to assigned to 1. If t is equal to 1, it is starting initialization, and up to it repeats up to t greater than number, and t plus plus, t is increment by the 1. Okay, answer is equal to answer into t. Okay, that answer is 1, 1 into 1, as up to number greater than number, it repeats and returns that answer. Okay, this is the example for the recursion and iteration. Okay, and in this video or in this session, we learn about the what is the recursion, what are the advantages and disadvantages. And disadvantage is that it occupies more space and more time to complete. Advantages is that it reduces the program or code size, but it occupies the more space. And we have the different variants of recursions: linear, direct recursion, indirect recursion, multiple recursion, binary recursion, tree recursion, and many more. And we also learn about the difference between the recursion and iteration. Recursion can be applied to the functions only. It can uses the stack. Iteration can be applied for the loops. It cannot uses the stack. It occupies more space and more time, and it takes less space, and it is easy to with the recursion we can decrease the size of the code, but the iteration the code is increases. But that comparing to the iteration, recursion time complexity is more. Okay, and generally it is the exponential time. By using the iterations, its time complexity is less. Generally it may be the polynomial times or the linear times. Okay, thank you one and all. Don't forget to subscribe my channel Pratibha Virtual Classes. Thank you.